So I'll start with this session. So why, first of all, why did we choose this particular topic? The reason was I understand that a lot of people think that Facebook ad is very easy to launch. Yes, it is very easy to launch, but when it comes to when it comes to deliver the exceptionally good result, you need to have a few things very clear. The creation of audience is one. uh, Second will be those ad copy and creative part, and third would be analytics. So it's just, you can say it's just one of the pillar of Facebook ad mastery: creation of creation of ad audience. And if you really want to know what do you mean with ad audience creation, we have to understand the ad audience creation in very detailed manner. So we'll start with, so if you have ever run the ad on Facebook, you already know about these basic audience: the core audience, custom audience, lookalike audience. Now I'll just show you guys, even if you're just new to Facebook. I'll just show you what these demographic interest behavior would look like. So these are the three type of audience: core audience, custom audience, lookalike audience. Now lookalike audience, what do you mean by lookalike audience? You have some audience, and Facebook has this wonderful feature where if you want to scale it up, if you want to look for a similar kind of audience, you would create a lookalike of it. So essentially, this would help in scaling as well as reducing your cost per conversion as well. So in most of the cases, lookalike audience, I'm again repeating guys, in most of the cases, it works better. As we always say, we have to test it, and then only we can come to any conclusion. Custom audience, this is my favorite part, because core audience, lookalike audience, trust me, even in my experience, 80 to 90% of client, they already know it. If you tell them that I'll do the interest targeting very good, I'll do the lookalike audience, I'll do this, no, they're not interested, because they must have done these two things by themselves only. The major thing that as a Facebook marketer, you would distinguish or differentiate yourself in the art of creating custom audience, where most of the client still lacks. And it's a wonderful opportunity for us to also create a rapport that yes, we can handle the Facebook ads better. Okay, so core audience, demographic, interest, and video. I'll just quickly show you how does this look like. I've already set up the Greenfield education, financial life events, parents, relationship work, and I'll click on this. Then all these, further narrow down the option in education level, in financial income, and then income. So this particular thing is only applicable to US. Let's say in life events. So these are the things you can go by yourself. You can, I'm sure most of us would be having their ad manager, personal or business manager. You can directly go create an ad, and you can easily see these options, and based on your requirement, you can choose these. Now the major thing that lacks, or which I feel most of most of the Facebook marketers lack, they do not explore these options, and even if they are aware of these options, they do not really know when to use it. So that's very critical. For instance, in animal behavior, these are the things. So we have to map these interests based on our requirements. So anniversary, so I think we can use this in gift, or if our client is into gifting and all those stuff, right? Or maybe in traveling. So the basic thing that always help us to distinguish ourselves from a fellow marketer is the intensity which we take up the to understand the customer persona or customer behavior. So I already know that maybe someone who is having anniversary in next 15 days or couple of in 61 to 90 days, they might want to plan a travel. So those kind of things. Okay, so these are the three things which you can check. One sec. Move to next. So yeah, custom audience. So custom audience, I'll tell you the practical session about it. I'm just first let's go through the the classification. So in custom audience, these are the major type of classification. So website, if a customer or prospective a person is visiting your website, what kind of activity is being done, we can capture it through Pixel, and we can create an appropriate audience. So for instance, in website, if customer is going viewing the content and adding to the cart, initiate checkout, and then doing purchase, or if it's a service based industry, then viewing the blog registration and then submitted the form, those kind of audience. Customer list, we already know, if we have already got existing list of customer, we can simply upload it. App activity, if you've got any app client, you have wonderful option to create different variation in app client. I'll also show that how to create few app audience. We already have couple of app clients with us. Offline activity, now offline activity essentially means that you already have a physical store, or you're conducting some offline events already, where those people may end up becoming a customer eventually. Video, we already understand video, that if you watched video, you'll create a video audience based on your time spent, percentage of your video watch. Lead form, we already know that. I'll tell you the variation while I create it. So lead form, not submitted, submitted, those instant experience. So again, it's one of the format of Facebook, where you create where you create a experience like looks like it's a website only, but it's still it will download or up. You can see load the page immediately, and you can have wonderful experience just like your website. Instagram business profile, all of those kind of engagement which is happening on Instagram. Events, interested, who have purchased the ticket, who have shown that they are going interested. Facebook page, we already know that engaged or click on call to action, or they have commented or share or likes. Now these are the category of we have uh, came out with, like whenever we are creating custom audience, so these are the kind of audience we can create. So I'll just quickly show you how we can create this. So I'll just read it out, and you can also understand these are the kind of audience. I'll show you how to create it very quickly. So all website visitor by device. Now you have to understand one thing, visitor by device, whenever we are using this, we generally segregate in by iOS and Android. Visitor by frequency, and then people who visited specific web pages, visitors by time spent, page view, purchases, registration, initiate checkout, add to cart, searches by search listing parameter. This is very important. A lot of people do not know how to make it. By user parameter, operating system software. Okay. Language parameter, by referrer parameter, UTM parameter, value parameter, currency parameter, content name parameter, content ID parameter, aggregated value. So I'll just show you how to create this custom audience. Okay, because it will be better as will. So okay, so let me show you first website. So I'll just show you that the website visitor. So if I want to create website visitor, I can simply create select this all website visitor. This navigation, I hope you all would know. It's very simple. You just click on Ad Manager, go to audience part, right? This is how you get it. So yeah, so these are the these are the various options where we could use. So all website visitors. Now I'll tell you the majority of person who generally make any audience for that matter, they struggle in this, that till how many days we need to take into account, and they also struggle what kind of audience we need to create. So all website visitor, 30 days, 60 days, 180 days, it's depend on your client. If you think that the client purchasing cycle is 30 days, 45 days, then you can go for good amount of let's say 2 month or 3 month kind of audience, based on your customer behavior, based on your analytic data. Now interesting part is people who visited specific web page. Though where we could use this, if I have blog, for instance, I have a blog category, I can just make a blog audience, where whosoever has visited my blog, I can easily target them. Or even I want to, let's say if I am, one sec. Okay. Okay. So yes. So if we are creating any blog audience, so we can select blog, and if we have any particular topic in mind, so let's say if you're writing about audience, then we can select based on our requirement that we only want to target, let's say Facebook, regarding Facebook only. If I have a couple of blogs which is regarding Facebook only, so Facebook plus blog. So it's based on your your audience, what kind of audience you have at hand, your whom you want to promote, and based on your requirement and your audience, you can target. Now the best part is visitors by time spent. If I want to target those people who have spent considerable time on my website, so I can simply 25%, 10%, 5%. So depending on my requirement, if I want to target a bigger chunk, I would, depending on my requirement, let's say 60 days, 90 days, 180 days, top 25%. So I'll just uh, create test, and I'll create audience. Now, what happens is, this is very critical. So now we are talking about e-commerce. Okay, so page view. Page view is a event where we have just visited the website. So for instance, mm, let's say any website, let's say this website, or any website I'm visiting, so I can see what kind of event is happening. So this, so you can see I've just visited the website. It's page view, right? I'll just show you quickly who are new to this, so that they'll understand. So if I go into any category, so this is Facebook Pixel Helper Chrome plugin. You can install it. Now, if I visit any product, you will see accordingly whatever events is firing. So you can see view content. So view content is whenever I'm visiting any product. Okay, and then if I click on add to cart, it will show me add to cart, right? If I'll go to checkout, it will show me checkout, initiate checkout initiative. So and then purchase, finally it should show me purchase, see initiate checkout, and if I'll fill all the details, then it will show me purchase. Now, yeah. So now you have to understand, if you're, let's say, if you're running any e-commerce store campaign. So page view means someone has just visited your website, they have not visited your product. So if I want to create a lot of retargeting audience, then page view exclude other events. This is very important because whenever we run a big budget campaign, we have to understand that we want to target only page view, or if it is add to cart, then I'll just do add to cart and subtract all other audience, initiate checkout, purchase. So this thing a lot of people generally ignore. We should not do that. Okay, so page view, if you want to target page view, whosoever visited our website without doing any differentiation, we can do page view. Now, what happens if I refine by? So there, all those audience would come. So for instance, if I'll, so page view is very simple. If I'll whatever URL I would want to enter, I can do that. If I further want to refine, If I'll move to view content, that's very interesting. If I click on refine, now you have to understand, see, these are the parameters that comes with view content. View content means I have already visited the product page. Now content category, content IDs. Now what do you want content IDs? So if I'll go to view content, I'll just show you what is my content. This is I'm doing for those who are just new to this. I know most of you guys, if you have already run the campaign, they know this stuff. It's just that I want to make sure that most of you people get maximum value out of. So this is view content. Okay, when I click on view content, you can see content ID. So Facebook, if you have a catalog in place, they already give us a unique content ID. Okay, value, content name, currency, content category, pumps. Okay, so I can select any of these content category, content IDs, content name, content type, currency. Okay, and value. Value is the the MRP, the selling price. So let's say I want to value. I want to put 1,000. So whosoever is matching this price will be able to create an audience out of it. Who have the customers who have done view content. We are not talking about purchase, add to cart, all those stuff. Okay. So these kind of audience we can create at a next level of engagement also. So add to cart, again I can create these things. Similarly, if I'll go to initiate checkout, refine by, right? And if I'll go to purchase, last one, see, okay. And one more interesting thing, if I just select add payment info and then refine by, only this currency and value, right? So there is always a relevant parameter associated with it, and how do we use that? So for instance, I want to know people who are have done add to cart, and I want to understand that only for this particular category. So like this is a different account, but just to tell you that here it is shown that my content category is pumps, right? So I would have simply written here pumps. So uh, all the users who have visited this particular category will come here. So here it will not take because this category is not existing. It's a different pixel altogether. Okay, so I'm just telling you how we can do that. Now the next part is aggregated value. So aggregated value is how many time a person has visited. So for example, if I would have taken view content, so you would know that there are a lot of stores if they are into apparels or this particular let's say this particular lady shoes store. So what happens is a particular audience would have looked into 10, 15 products or 5, 10 products, and based on then I would want to target them. And I know that who have spent a good amount of time, I would want to retarget them. So let's say on an average, my customer is visiting at least 5 to 6 products. So what I can do, frequency. So whosoever has visited my different products 4 to 5 times, I mean 5 times here. So I only want to target them because I know they have spent a good amount of time, and I can retarget them. Of course, when I'm retargeting them, I want to exclude all those people who have purchased. I don't want to show them ads as of now. Okay, so these are the basic thing that will always in place. Sum of average of minimum of terms. So similarly, you can play around with add to cart, initiate checkout events. Okay, Okay, one interesting thing before I forget, search also I would want to show you. So refine by. Now let's say if, for instance, in that particular, if somebody is searching pumps, okay, so I can target those people who have, searched about pumps category. So this is very interesting thing, particularly for those people who have a good amount of products on their store, or who are, into service industry, and they have a very strong blog with various categories. So they can just target the people, that if somebody, so for instance, if you're into training, so you can target all those people who have searched SEO on your, on your site, or Google AdWords or AdWords. And these keywords, I mean these words or keywords, you can easily identify from your Google Analytics if you have search tracking in place. So this is very interesting thing. And you have also, I mean, this search string, so we call it a search string parameters based on our keywords. Facebook Pixel will tell you, oh, these are the people who have searched about this particular categories. And how do we get this data? We get this data from Google Analytics, that these are the top 4, 5, 6, or 10 or 20, depending on amount of traffic. These are the people who are searching these particular keywords. So search strings, here it comes. So I can just uh, so search string, I can again put the keywords, and you can, so for instance, maybe Facebook. Okay. These
Tarun, hold for a sec so we can ask from our viewers. Guys, I hope that you are able to understand what Tarun is trying to say, and I hope that you are able to. And how is the session is going on? It's interesting, really good, good. Okay, okay, Tarun, please continue.
Okay, thank you guys. So, yeah, so search listing is very critical, because out of 10, even out of 100, I think 90% of Facebook marketers is not aware of this option. Okay, so I'm dropping few knowledge bomb here. Trust me, these are the typical kind of audience which very few Facebook marketers know how to create. Now after this, one interesting part is, so idea is here, you can play around these events based on your experience, based on your audience behavior, based on your product. So for instance, I'll, like I just told you, that view content, you already know that you are into category, let's say into any category where it's a lifestyle for females. So generally they take lot of, they do a lot of browsing, and then only they purchase. So in those particular cases, you would want to use frequency option for multiple view content, or even multiple add to cart, or even multiple visits. Multiple visits also would be included in this. Okay, so view content, they would have done view content on first day, and then second day or third day, or within 30 days, whatever you are putting here, all the information will be, will be stored here, and you can retarget them. Similarly for add to cart, similarly for all those stuff. Now, when you further refine by device, this is very important, guys. As per my understanding, very few people, use this option. So iOS, Android. Now everyone understand that whosoever is using iOS is having supposedly more purchasing power than the average Android users, right? So if I am somewhere into premium category, I should always test this. I'll not say it always works, but trust me, out of 10 times, 6 to 7 times, this option has given you very good results, even from way better than the simple lookalike audience. I can create the whatever, based on device. I can create audience here, and I can create a lookalike. So lookalike, whatever audience I'm creating from this dashboard, I can create a lookalike out of it. So if you're new to Facebook ad, just whatever audience I'm telling you to create, we can always create a lookalike audience, provided, again I'm repeating, provided it has more than 100 cookies technically. But I'll advise you, you should have at least 300 to 400 minimum data, again based on your niche. Sometime even 300, 400 event are very huge in particular industry if your ticket size is very high. So depending on your industry, you can take a call. So I can choose all mobile device. Now why it is important? So for instance, you are into a category where it's relevant to mobile device, or maybe it's a mobile cover, right? So you can easily, depending on your niche, you can easily target only mobile devices users. Whosoever is has visited your website from mobile devices, only from iOS, only from Android, and the best part is desktop. So generally, it is assumed that if you are targeting your tools
Hi, I have
or
a question. Hello? Hello?
yes,
I have a question. So this search thing that you have selected here in the past 60 days, it does not
yes,
come always. Like
yes,
this
yes,
option
of
is
course.
there only. So why is it not there in our?
So you have to understand. So there are two aspects here. One, your pixel integration has to be such where your search event uh, is set up. Okay. So this particular in this particular site, the search option is set up. First of all, that is one. Second, the pixel is also accordingly set up. So if you have
Please,
a search option,
Tarun. Please, guys, ask question at the last of this session. If you have any question, just write down and ask at the end of the session, please.
yeah, so I'm just answering it for future. Please note down all your question. We'll answer each and everything. So just quickly wrap it up. Your first of all, site should have search option, and second, your pixel has to be set up accordingly. So that's a setup part. We are currently discussing the creation of audience once setup is done. So yeah, so I was talking about desktop users. So sometime based on our analytic data, we understand that maybe desktop has a higher conversion rate, or vice versa, mobile device have a higher conversion rate. So I can accordingly create audience and create a lookalike after. And mind you guys, I'm telling you that you should have a basic understanding of how Google Analytics works. If you understand the basic parameters out there, the mixture of Facebook plus analytics is a huge boost for all of us. Okay. Now I also, okay, so let me just remove, let's say, active card. So we also create sometime, if you heard, value audience. Okay, if you, I'm not sure if you heard it. So this is the aggregated value. So the one way is, for instance, I have a store where my price range from 500 to 5,000 or 1,000 to 7,000. I can understand a person who is buying 1,000 rupees product will be entirely different from a person who is buying 7,000 product, right? Or 4,000 product. So what I can, what I can do here, uh, I can separate and make an audience who have bought it for, let's say, overall lifetime value, I can say, within this span of time, 30-60 days. So for instance, I want to target a user who have bought it from me roughly, let's say, 4,000 worth of value. Okay, an operator, let's say, more than or equal to, greater than or equal to 4,000. So whosoever customer falls in this bracket, the audience will be created, and I can create a lookalike out of it, even if my product varies from 1,000 to 5,000 or 7,000. Similarly, if I want to target lower bracket, maybe I would want to add only these guys, let's say, who have bought it from me on within the range value of 1,500 or 2,000. So this way, even I can separate the high value audience from the low value audience. So this sum of average of, again, average of, if I want to check that, I want to at least target a user who has bought every time at least of 1,500. So these cases are based on analytics, your data understanding, and these kind of audience does wonder, because I don't know how many of you guys have ever heard of using these. I understand that some of you might be knowing how to use it, but use case. So if I only want to target that audience who have always bought it from me more than 1,000 or more than 1,200, I might have some product which start from 500. I don't want to target those because I want a higher ROS. I want a higher lifetime value. So these, user-based study minimum of, depending on your, so I want to target at least whosoever has minimum of 1,000 rupees. Then only I would want to retarget them. Less than 1,000 rupees, I'd retarget them. So you can play around with these options and you can get whatever segment you want to do. Now let me share you a few things. Okay, so what happens is, for instance, a person who have uh, added to cart. Now these are the things that me and Santosh have come up with after spending 60 70 crores or more than that, probably in last 3 4 years of experience, last 7 years experience. Now these are the audience which you would hardly hear anyone. Someone who have done add to cart, right? And someone who have also done search. So I can include, and I'll select all. So I want to target. So first, let's say, I would say first he or she has searched anything, okay, and then second he or she has done add to cart as well, but further narrow, not purchased. Now tell me, guys. I mean, this kind of audience is going to be very, very engaging. Why? Because I could not immediately find up my product. I searched about this, search, and then figure out that, oh, these are the product list which is matching to my search. I looked into the product, add to cart, and for some reason I did not buy it. These are the very, very high productive retargeting audience, I tell you. And if
But you
I
have
just add,
purchase आपने यहाँ पे select किया है. Means those who have purchased.
no, we'll exclude this. We'll exclude
That's
this.
what, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll exclude when we will be retargeting. I'm just now when I'm including, it will be for lookalike audience creation. So search, add to cart, or search, purchase.
Tarun,
Okay.
hold for a second. Hold for a second. Tarun, please continue.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I was saying that if you want to create a lookalike audience, then search, and after searching, if that person finally purchased, you can create a very, very wonderful quality lookalike audience out of this. And if I'm retargeting, then search, and then that person has done add to cart at least, and then I can retarget them, excluding people who have already purchased. Remember this point, guys. You should have a decent amount of data. This kind of audience will not work in those scenario where you are spending a very nominal amount of budget. So maybe 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees per day kind of campaign, you might not get good number of audience, and in those cases these audience may not work. These audience, in my experience, has worked particularly in cases where we are getting at least 500 to 600 visitors per day minimum. It can go up to thousands of visitors per day. Okay, so these are the kind of audience where you can even come up with your understanding of your so visitor by time spent, who have spent a good amount of time and done add to cart, you can target them. So these are the audience which you can make based on your understanding that yes, if they have done some, they are in top 25% time spent visitors, add to cart, and exclude the purchase, I should definitely retarget these users. So these are the kind of audience that you keep on making these kind of audience based on your experience, based on your testing, and try to test these audience. It's way better than the audience simply just doing this, which most of people do in the beginning, which is fine. Even I have started like this, but remember this: you have to always use a good view content and then purchase or add to cart, then excluding. A lot of times what happens is when we create an ad, then only we exclude the purchase. No, from today onwards, if you are running these ads regularly, you exclude the purchase from itself at the creation stage itself. You need not to exclude every time when you are creating ad. So yeah, so I think I have explained uh, probably all the kind of website custom audience that you can make. Okay, now let's move to app activity. So app activity, I'm pretty sure that most of the advertisers, very few have got a chance to run for app. So we have our one, client. So what happens is, let's show you app activity. So anyone who opened the app. Now you have to understand, if Facebook is giving some option, there is a logic or there is a context behind it. So anyone who opened the app or most active users by purchase amount, user by segment, and then app installs. Okay. So for instance, they have done the app install, and I want to. So for instance, I already have very good content coming up. I know that these people have just installed the ad. I would want them to see first thing first this particular content. So I can create this audience and I can uh, promote that content. Okay. Now there will be people who have most active users. So I already know that these are the most active users. Okay. In that constraint, if I'm running any offer, depending on what kind of app I'm promoting, maybe it's a game app or maybe it's a uh, news app or any other kind of app where I already know that my most active users will be more inclined for any offer or for any new feature coming up. I would want to first promote that feature to these guys, right? And top 25%, just like time spent, I can do 25%, 10%, 5%. Now, one more interesting thing which you guys should use by purchase amount, it's self-explanatory. If your app has paid offering, then you can use this amount. I mean, this particular audience. Now, user by segment is very interesting. So, what happens is, if I want to create all users, I can create a segment of all users. I can create a segment of top 10% of active users, user who installed the app but didn't know. This is very interesting, guys, because what happens is a lot of time people install the app and they don't use it or they don't use it for a while. So I know that there are a couple of, I mean, based on analytics, I know that there are 500,000 of people who have installed the app, but they are not active in past 30 days or let's say past 15 days. So what I can do, I can just create segment here that maybe last 15 days active users or last 15 days inactive users. So I can just create those kind of audience for app. Okay. Now let's move to app activity, offline activity, customer list. So uh, customer list is very simple. That you should have to start with. You should have at least one, either email address or phone number. If you have any one of these two identified, you are good to go. It's always better if you have other things in place, but email address and phone number, they are more than self-sufficient to identify your customer. Okay. And they already also given you a formatting guidelines and all those things. So customer list, it's self-explanatory. It does not need much of guidance. Offline activity. Now this is very important. What happens is, you need to remember a couple of things here. First is For offline event, for creation of offline event, then only I can create this audience. Now for creation of offline event, you need to have admin access. That is one. And after having admin access, if you have, so for instance, I'll tell you from one of my client example, that these guys were into jewelry segment, and these guys have their own website, as well as they used to conduct all these events, offline events, where they'll have offline events city wise. So they'll collect the database from those events as well. Some of them will become customers, or whosoever is going to that event, and maybe later stage some of them may buy online. So we used to collect those email IDs, and we'll create an offline event, naming that event. So for instance, if somebody is doing a offline event in Delhi, we'll call it a, let's say, Delhi, Delhi fair or Delhi event. Okay. And then according, we'll create an offline event. Now you have to understand one more thing. For offline event, proper tracking and all, we need to have system in place. Then only we can properly track. So once we have offline email IDs or phone number, we'll upload it. And then Facebook understand this particular email ID or phone number is attached to it. If by any chance that person is coming to our website and get converted, it will tell us that yes, this is linked with this particular offline event. And also remember, whenever we are running any ad and we want to sync in with offline event, if it is already set up, we need to attach that offline event with the ad account. Then only the proper tracking works. Now this video is very interesting because now nowadays a lot of us we use video media. Now these are the kind of audience, we people who view at least 3 seconds, 10 seconds, either completed or view at least 15 seconds of video through play. We call it through play, right? Who was 25%, 50%, 75%, 95%. Now see, everyone can create these kind of audience. In creation of video audience, there is nothing very typical about it, but it's all about how do you want to use it. So for instance, I'll tell you, how I want to have a bigger pool of audience. So I would use this 3 second video. If I know that I already have spent 30, 40,000 on branding, I already have 3 second views in lakhs or millions, okay, depending on your data. I don't want to target 3 second. I know that yes, they have just seen my ad, but they have not watched significantly my video. So I would rather go to for 10 second. If my video is 30 second most of the time, then I'll rather go for 50% or 75%. So depending on your video length, depending on your objective, what kind of campaign do you want to run? Do you want to run traffic campaign? Then you would want to get maybe in 25%. You want to run conversion campaign? Then you would want to go to this higher segment. So this is all about funnel. Everywhere, the 3 second, it just awareness. They would have just seen your ad. You want more engagement than probably 10 second or 25%. You want higher level of engagement, then you actually want to go for 75%, 95%. But always remember, guys, there is always 3-4 layers attached to audience, which is you know first of all, I mean, remember these 3-4 factors. It will always help you. First is size of your audience. Second is objective of your audience. How much you are closer to funnel kind of conversion you would want. You just want traffic, you want registration, you want them to pay. So depending on your objective, you would want to go beyond towards BOF, that is bottom of funnel. If you want, let's say, your customers to pay, maybe you would ideally would want to target this kind of audience. And you should have a good numbers as well. If my 95% of audience is just 100 cookies or 150 cookies, then it will not perform. I would rather want to use 75%, right? Yes, 75% of audience, this particular will not be better than this, but I do not have number in place. So that's the major mistake that we as a marketer do. If we sometimes get very rigid about it, that I know that 95% of video will work better than 75%, but we should have number in place. maybe you never know. If I have 1,000 people who have watched 50% of video, this would perform better than this. Why? Because I do not have number. I have might have 150 cookies, but this I have maybe 1,000 cookies. So my cost per impression goes down, and nobody knows. Maybe eventually I can get better cost per conversion. So this is how you should think. So the idea of this particular session is also to invoke a thought process that it's not always about the process, that yes, we need to use 25% if I have told you, Santosh has told you, or anyone has told you. It's not like that. It's always depend on your number, your stages of your objective, whatever you want to uh, achieve. And third, of course, the customer behavior as well. So these 2 3 factors, please always remember, there is no hard and fast rule in Facebook in that aspect. Okay. So similarly, lead form. So lead form is, so anyone who opened this form, anyone who opened but didn't submit form, people who opened and submitted form. So this is pretty much easy to understand. Now, anyone who open any lead at form, I think everyone would know that. So Facebook has this process where you can, without even entering, they have already got your default email, phone number, all those kind of things. Opened this form but did not submit, and definitely you would want to target them with retargeting audience and people who open and submitted form. Maybe if we want them next level of conversion, then we would go through it. Okay. So this lead custom audience is self-explanatory in the sense that these are the three small variants of what variation we can put in lead audience. But even in this, remember guys, what I have found that sometimes a lot of people just create the funnel for the sake of it. You always test it. You always create a full funnel and test it. So in my case, I have seen that if I do not have a very good number of this. So for instance, I've got 1,000 audience, people who opened and submitted form, but I have got people who opened did not submit form, maybe 200 or 300. Okay. And when I'm running a retargeting campaign, sometimes my cost per conversion, I mean cost per lead goes high, even it's a retargeting campaign. So always remember this. The basic thumb rule which I follow, I always give a very small amount of retargeting budget to this audience and see if it's performing. If it is performing, then only I scale up the budget. So these are the small things you should keep in mind while uh, going, or while you keep
Tarun,
running the
1 minute.
campaign.
Tarun, 1 minute. Most of the people, they are asking for, if I'm creating a lead formats, can I retarget a person who is open form, a person who is submitted, or a person who have clicked or not submitted? So guys, we can create custom audience on based on that, right?
Yes. Yeah. So there, I just showed you. So if, like you said, who opened and didn't submit form, so this is already there. But if they've just clicked on my ad, okay, and they've not opened the form, then ideally will not be able to strictly pinpoint or retarget those audience. But I was coming to next audience, which will be page. So what I can do here, I can, people who clicked on any call to action. The only thing is, if, let's say, which happens with me most of the time, if I have a client who is into lead generation only, they'll not be running the website conversion ads, right? So they will be in 80 to 90% of running lead generation ads only.
Tarun, be louder. Most of the people saying they are not hearing anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
so one second. Yeah, so I was saying that someone has asked that if they have just clicked on the ad, if they have not even opened the lead ad form, is it better now? Can someone confirm, please, the
Yeah,
voice?
yeah.
Okay,
That's
great. Great. So what you can do in that case, people who clicked on any call to action button, you can create that audience. Okay. And based on your understanding of how many days you have run that campaign or those campaign, you can still, you can create a slightly broader audience and create an audience, and then you can retarget it. But ideally, I'll not advise that. What I generally do, I Either I would target the lead audience which they have opened the form but did not submit it, or I'll just everyone who engaged with your page or who engaged with any post or ad, because what happens is they'll also come around it, and if they have already engaged, that's fine, we can retarget and test if the lead cost is coming down or not, or is well within the target cost. So this Facebook page audience, you can see anyone who visited your page, because a lot of time we would have felt that we have just visited their page and they've started retargeting ads. So this is how they do. If you have engaged for any reason, specifically if they have visited, do want to target only those people, engage with any post or ad, clicked on any call to action button. Remember, any call to action, okay? Who sent a message to your page, people who saved your page or any post. Now remember this thing, people who sent a message to your page. So let's say if you're into service industry and a lot of time people inbox you for queries and all those things, you may would want to run any branding ad or retarget ad to them just to make sure that you are a brand, or may want to re-engage them also. So depending on the context, on the stages of your customer journey, you would want to run campaign according to that. Now I just go to Instagram page audience also. Now remember this, in this my favorite audience is always this one or this one. So people who saved any post or ad, this audience works very very wonderfully when it comes to Instagram audience. So in my case, in particularly in e-commerce, I have seen that in out of 10 times 7 times people who save any post or ad, I'll create a lookalike of it and it works wonderfully, because whosoever using Instagram, they know that they will only save those posts if they really 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 like the post, or it's very very important to them. So it's a very strong indicator of how your customer affinity is about your ad or your category in which you operate in. So this is very very critical. And if you think that your customer category is such that where they interact with you a lot of time, then this particular this particular category is also very very important. So these two these two categories are where people are engaging with you. Now this is any post or ad, just like Facebook, you can retarget them, since you're already aware that yes, they've engaged with any post or ad. But these two, you remember this always, try these two. If you have a very good interaction engagement coming up, then do this one. But this is something, it has always 90% or 70 to 80% of time, it has always worked better. You can create a lookalike out of it if you have you want to scale it up further. Okay, so events, instance experience. Santosh, you want to take it up?
Yeah.
Okay, Santosh, you take it up now. Okay,
Okay, sure. Just a moment.
I'll just stop sharing.
Okay, just a moment, please.
Guys, I hope that you understood what Tarun has said and explained all types of audience and what people take actions and how you can retarget them, because this is
Guys,
a
are
very
you
this is
able to
very-
see my screen?
yes sir.
Yes.
Thank you, thank
So
you.
instant experience, right? We can go through the basic process. I can go in Ads Manager. First, I'll tell you what is the instant experience. Okay, just check it first. Just a moment. I'll start it from first. Okay, this template is the instant experience ad. Okay, so for this we have to starting this campaign, we have to create Someone is writing something. Please don't do that, please. So to start this instant experience, and we have to first create the catalog. Okay. So we can use a storefront templates. Okay. We can select your catalog. Select products. What it will do create a dynamic video from the catalog images or catalog videos, right? So it's a taking time now. Let's start the things which I want to explain. Okay.
Guy who has tried to written on this whiteboard, please remove it. I don't know who has done this. Kindly remove it. If you can erase, there is a erase button in below taskbar.
Now you can select the instant experience ad. First select the page, then select a specific instant experience ad. Okay, I can select all, right? You can select up to 365 days, right? And you can create the audience which interact, who opened the instant experience ad, and the second audience you can create who clicked on any link of the instant experience ad, right? You can include and exclude the audience based on your requirement, right? So I think yeah, you are getting my points, guys. Just tell me. This is all about the instant experience custom audience. Okay. Now I think Tarun have already discussed about the Facebook audience, right? Now Tarun, could you please start the value source audience? Tarun, Tarun, please proceed.
Yeah. So I was sorry, guys. I was not able to unmute this thing. Okay, 1 second. Let me just share the screen. Okay. Okay. So we covered this custom audience, source event video. Okay. Source lead form, source Instagram. Okay. Value based source. Okay. So this. There is a so there is a way where we create a value pixel audience. So I guess if you guys have run the ads for e-commerce, lookalike is one, but Facebook also suggests you to create a value pixel audience, which is essentially the audience created by keeping the lifetime behavior of a customer in pixel. So Facebook directly allow us to create uh, create audiences from directly, I'll just show you, pixel only. See, I can create a custom audience, a lookalike audience. I can create a direct lookalike audience. So this you remember, go to event manager, purchase recommended. So this is a very high productive audience. I can choose whatever event I would want to do, but generally we choose the the maximum value of event which comes in the purchase. So it will select the name of your pixel, and then you can simply select the location. This is very important because value pixel audience, most of the time you get an option, but if you don't get an option, this is the way I go to event, I mean, event manager, and then I move to pixel. So I can directly click on pixel also, and then I can create an audience. So this will be my pixel audience. I can also choose other event with value, add to cart, initiate checkout, add payment information. Okay, so this will tell you that highest value pass, lowest value pass, but generally go for always purchase. If you guys have 60 days of data, remember this, if you have very good data in last 60 days, always go for this pixel audience, and you'll get better results most of the time than your usual lookalike audience. Okay, so yeah, catalog. So catalog again, you can create wonderful product sets, and then you
Let,
can
let me explain. Let me share my screen. I can show if there is not visible in your system.
okay,
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 just stop it.
okay.
Guys, you all are able to see my screen. Here you
Yes.
can see. Here you can see we got the three options. One is the customer value-based customer audience. Second one is on the base of pixel, and third one is base of the product catalog. Tarun have already tell you about the pixel. You can select. You can get the highest value pass, lowest value pass, and unique customer. Okay, and you can also select the other event if you want to create the value audience, which is value based view content, add to cart, checkout. You can also create this lookalike audience, right? And further you can select the location and size of the lookalike audience. Okay, if you want to uh, the second one is value based custom audience. You can select the source. Okay, you can select the source from websites and other from. Okay, right. And in other source, this is the pixel audience, and second was the catalog audience, right? So you can create a lookalike audience on the base of your catalog, right? First one is on the base of custom audience, second one is on the pixel base, and third one is your on the base of your catalog. Okay, select your catalog or product category wise product. So on the basis of that, you can create the value based audience which is come from the pixels, which data passed by the pixels, and you can create on the basis of that. So you can create based on catalog, plus further you can create on the base of particular category, right? So through this, you can create your lookalike audience. Yeah, Tarun, over to you.
Okay.
Yeah, Tarun, over to you.
Yeah. I'm sharing the screen. One second. Okay, so now advanced audience. Okay, so advanced audience. So Facebook itself has given us the option of setting up button clicks and audience based on scroll. So they have. So this is the link we have shared. If you guys already let's say well versed with the coding, or you have developers with you, then you can utilize these wonderful code. You need not to do any coding, you just need to simply paste it just like a normal pixel code. So see, um, so triggering event based on visibility. So these are the codes already given. These, so you can even see the URL is also very simple: Facebook developer.facebook.com/docs/Facebook pixel slash advanced. So triggering event based on page length or percentage, where you can trigger event if they have read about 25% or these kind of audience. Okay, 25% of scroll,
Tarun,
50% of
yeah,
scroll.
Tarun, just a moment. If guys, if you are using the custom platform, then you can cooperate with the developer and you can create the pixel events also, right? And if you are using the Shopify and other platform, there is some paid tool. By help of that, you can create the small events. Tarun will show you the in next step. Yeah, Tarun.
Yeah, so see, so this is also reason we wanted to share first and without pay tool. So this particular URL, you go to this particular URL and you'll get all the all the codes already written for you guys, and you can use these scrolling button clicks code and see if that is useful for you. This is one way. And second way is there is a tool called Pixel Your Site. Now, we are not associated with this tool in any way, but the reason we want to share this works for particularly WordPress and WooCommerce platform. We have a similar tool for Shopify platform as well. And these guys, and now if you have a paid tool, what you can do, I'll just show you. See, if you have a paid tool, these guys will have their own dashboard. You can track any click, you can track fonts, you can track embedded YouTube video views also, track comments, track searches, track AdSense clicks, track user registration, track downloads. And you can do hell lot of things, other lot of things. Again, fire event on page visit, fire event on clicks, fire events on scroll. So this is just a very user friendly a platform. Without using any coding, you can use these kind of tools to create very advanced audience. And I'll also tell you what. So this is very basic, and they also help us to create these kind of tools, help us to create based on traffic source. So I think we have just taken one screenshot. So just imagine you can create your audience based on traffic source, UTM parameters on this Pixel Your Site plugin. Just imagine the kind of information this particular plugin help you to store. So we just took one screenshot of a website which is using it, and now just imagine event hour. So they are even storing the event where we are, visiting, on user role as a guest. Okay, content name, homepage, plugin pixel, event day. So today only we have, let's say as per their timing. So this is event day Thursday. Post type page, post ID, month April, traffic source google.com. You just search their website on Google. Now these are the detailed information these kind of tools can help you with, and you can use these kind of audience, create audience. Even these tool help you to create audience based on your time spent. You can specify 10 second, 20 second, 30 second. Those kind of customization they also allow you. So you can create way uh,
Tarun, just explain. Some people are saying it's not visible.
okay, it's not readable, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Is it fine now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, sorry. So what I was saying that I just access this particular website, and this particular website is already using this paid plugin. Now just imagine the kind of information these guys are, this particular plugin is helping us. So our user role guest, event day, today's Thursday, post type, page, event month, April, traffic source, and then so these are the kind of information you can easily track, and you can do even time tracking, customized time tracking. If somebody is spending 30 seconds, or somebody is not is just scrolling and not doing anything. So I can use these two particular tools to create very high quality audience. Because what happens, I'll tell you, in certain cases I just went to the page, immediately scrolling down to see the price and all those stuff, and left. Or I'm not even closed the window because it's mobile. I just got a call, I just moved to other website. It just idle, right? But by definition, Facebook will see that yes, it has spent this much of time. Okay, because I'm not exited from that page. So in those cases, what I can do, I can just make a event that okay, 15 second active or 20-second active. Or even I can create an audience where I have done scrolling for let's say 75%. So what I'll do, I'll create a look intersection of a person who has spent 25-30 seconds and has also scrolled 75% of my page. So that will eliminate all those kind of audiences where they just immediately scrolled and left because they will not be interested most of the time. Or they've not they spent time, but they have not scrolled 75% or 80% of that page. So those two audience will not be relevant for me. So we can use these tools to further create a very high focused audience, and we can easily we can easily utilize these tools. And based on your it's a paid tool, so based on your budget, and you can always advise the client to go ahead. And it really helped to give you a good ROS. So I've already, yeah, so I think we